We're at this really interesting point in time. The whole conversation around AI is so often about competition, right? Humans versus machines. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? What if the future isn't about being replaced, but about creating this incredibly powerful new partnership? Okay, so let's dive right in. What you're about to see is a high-level overview of the full course, Cultivating Human Mental Thought Processes to Maximize AI/Human Synergy, which comes from Virtualization Options LLC. We're going to touch on the big ideas from all 11 chapters to give you a really solid roadmap for how to actually thrive in this new world. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll unpack this idea of a new cognitive partnership. Then, we'll get specific about what machines are good at and where we, as humans, add the real value. After that, we'll talk about building up our human superpowers, how to actually put those skills to work, and finally, how to really embrace your future. Sound good? Let's go. So, first things first, we've got to get our heads around the new reality we're all living and working in. And I'm not talking about science fiction. This is the real-world strategic landscape for literally every industry out there. 70%. That's a huge number, right? Well, that's about how many routine tasks research shows AI can automate. Now, this leads to something called the 30% rule. And it's not a threat, it's a massive opportunity. It basically frees us up to focus on that other 30%, the work that needs our uniquely human touch. And this isn't just a nice theory. Check this out. Research from MIT Sloan is crystal clear on this. When you put human and AI teams together the right way, the results aren't just a little bit better. They consistently blow away what either humans or AI could do on their own. It's not about replacement, it's all about amplification. So what does this partnership actually look like day to day? I mean, like any good team, everyone needs to know their role. This next part is all about defining who does what best. Okay, so let's break this down. On one side, you have AI sweet spot, just plowing through massive amounts of data, running calculations at lightning speed, and doing the same repetitive task over and over without ever getting bored or making a mistake. But on the other side, well, that's us. That's our turf. We bring the context, the why, we make the tough ethical calls, we come up with the crazy, innovative ideas, and we bring the emotional intelligence that connects it all together. And there's actually a playbook for this. Research from Berkeley gives us a solid framework. It's all about making sure AI adds to our skills, that the tools are actually relevant to the job, that we're smart about when to substitute tasks, that we design for real collaboration. And, this one's huge, that we can always explain how the AI got to its decision. And this brings me to my favorite part of the equation, us. Because if AI is handling all the routine stuff, our value in these other areas just skyrockets. So what are these irreplaceable human skills, these superpowers that we need to start working on? First up, and this one is so important, is critical thinking. It's basically our main defense against something called automation bias. You know what I'm talking about, right? Have you ever just blindly followed your GPS down some weird road? Yeah, that's it. It's our tendency to trust the machine a little too much. Critical thinking is that human gut check that keeps us questioning and makes sure we're still in the driver's seat. Next up is emotional intelligence, or EQ. In a world that's getting more and more automated, our ability to connect, to empathize, to lead, that becomes our human anchor. It's the secret sauce for great leadership, amazing teamwork, and real lasting relationships. An algorithm just can't do that. And if you think this is all just soft skills stuff, well, take a look at these hard numbers. Teams that combine high EQ with AI see their productivity jump by 23%. Employee satisfaction, it's at a staggering 89%. And customer loyalty, it triples. This is proof that empathy and understanding have a direct, massive impact on the bottom line. And finally, there's ethical reasoning. An AI can be programmed to hit a target, but it can't ask, is this the right target to begin with? That's our job. We are the moral compass. We're the ones who have to ask the tough questions about fairness, transparency, privacy, and accountability. Only a human can truly wrestle with those. Okay, so knowing all this is one thing, but how do you actually build these skills? Well, the full course is all about turning this knowledge into real action, taking it from theory to actual practice. A huge part of this is just adopting a mindset of lifelong learning. This simple 5-step cycle here is a perfect game plan for staying flexible. It's a continuous loop. You discover new tools, you experiment and play with them, you stop and reflect on what happened, You integrate what works into your routine, and then you share what you learned with your team. This is exactly how you stay ahead of the curve. And the course itself is absolutely packed with hands-on, practical ways to build these mental muscles. We're talking about things like scenario-based training to sharpen your judgment, drills to get better at writing prompts for AI, and workshops where you actually hash out those tough ethical problems. It's all about learning by doing. All right, let's wrap this up and bring it all together. This isn't just about a new piece of technology. This is about your role in this huge transformation and how you can actually start shaping your own future. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It completely reframes the whole conversation. The real question isn't about what the technology is going to do. It's about us. It's about our willingness to grow, to adapt, and to double down on the amazing skills that make us irreplaceable partners in the first place. So that brings us to the end of this overview, and I want to leave you with this question right here on the screen, a little call to action for your own journey. Between critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence, and ethical reasoning, which one are you going to start working on first? The future of this whole partnership really starts with that choice.